On yet another steamy night for baseball here at Wildwood, the Kenosha Kings invade Wildwood Baseball Park to take on the Sheboygan A's in the home regular season finale. Hello everyone, I'm Nate Wolfel. We will later be joined by Mr. Jared Ertman here to bring you some Sheboygan A's baseball. Sheboygan 29-22 overall, still hunting for win number 30 on the regular season, hoping to pick up that victory tonight against the Kenosha Kings and avoid the season sweep with the Kings. We're going to jump right into it now and get you your starting lineup first for Kenosha. Leading off the shortstop, Tyler Eichmeyer. J.T. Schneider playing second base, batting second. Billy Johnson, the catcher, bats third. Jason Dennis, the left fielder, holding down the cleanup spot. Mark Sobrario, batting fifth and playing third. John Hosser, the first baseman, batting sixth. Paul Polera, the center fielder, batting seventh. Joe Balistrari will be DHing and batting eighth. And Andrew Highland playing right field, rounding out the order once again for the Kings. Eichmeyer, Schneider, Johnson, Dennis, Sobrario, Hosser, Polera, Balistrari, Highland. On the hill tonight for Kenosha, Ryan Kennedy. Now we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for your Sheboygan A's. Leading off the center fielder, Drew Pearson. Taylor Schwartz back in the lineup at shortstop tonight. He's batting second. Harry Stelt up to the 3 spot tonight. He's playing third base. Chad Langley, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Justin Hunt DHing and batting fifth. Grant Evans out in left field, batting sixth. Matt Bromley catching. He hits seventh. Sam Raff in the 8-hole and playing second base. And Cole Hiley rounds out the order, playing right field, batting ninth. Hiley 1 for 2 in his Sheboygan A's debut last night. Once again, for the A's, Pearson, Schwartz, Stout, Langley, Hunt, Evans, Bromley, Raff, and Hiley. Ben Stanchik, the veteran right-hander, will be dealing for Sheboygan this evening. We'll be right back with the first pitch right after this. You are listening to A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications. Welcome back to Wildwood Baseball Park in Sheboygan. We are ready for baseball. And the first pitch from Ben Stanchik misses out off the outside corner for ball one. And we are underway. Tyler Eichmeyer leading things off for the Kings. The 1-0 swing and a miss. Count even now at a ball and a strike. Into the motion. The 1-1. Strike called on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Eichmeyer down on strikes. And the first out of the game logged. And that'll bring up JT Schneider. The pitch swung on, pop to the right side, foul. 0-1. This game tonight counts in both the Wisconsin State League as well as the Langsdorff League. The windup and the 0-1 from Stanchik. Strike called on the inside corner, 0-2. If he can hit that spot all night, he can live there. Packed house tonight at Wildwood. The 0-2 swung on, chopped over to third. This is Stelt. Plays it on a couple hops. Fires over to Langley in time. 2 away. So quickly 2 down. Here's Billy Johnson, the catcher. A nice crowd, as I said. The third base grandstand completely full. And a nice crowd down in front, as well as a good scattering of people down the first base grandstand. Still room for you, though, if you are in the Sheboygan area and like to come. The first pitch, fastball misses, a ball and no strikes to Billy Johnson. The 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike. Count even now at 1-1. And to be honest, folks, on paper, this game looks like it's not counting for a whole lot. And I'll level with you. To some extent, that's true. The 1-1 swung on, popped to the right side. Raff going back on it. Hiley coming in from right field. It's Raff who takes charge and makes the catch. More on that story when we come back. After a half inning of play, the Kings, 0. The A's coming to bat. You are listening to Sheboygan Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Bottom of the first here in Sheboygan. The Kenosha Kings went down in order in their half of the frame. Now Sheboygan's turn with a chance to jump into an early lead. Drew Pearson, the first man in for the A's. As I was saying, coming into the break, that, on paper this game might not be worth a whole lot, as it is toward the end of the season in leagues where a lot of things have been determined. Pretty much everything has been determined in both the State League as well as the Langsdorff League. As Ryan Kennedy throws strike one, 0-1. But this is the chance for win number 30 for the A's, which, as I've said several times on the broadcast, as the 0-1 misses outside, a ball and a strike, is a good indicator on how well a season went. If you could get to 30 in the regular season, you had a very respectable regular season. The 1-1 swung on and missed by Pearson. Not only that, but should Sheboygan win Saturday, we do know for sure this is the team they'd be facing in a best-of-3 championship series. You can't send a message that you're mailing it in tonight, that there's just no room for that, as the 1-2 is a breaking ball, strike 3 call, then Pearson quickly dismissed. One down now for Taylor Schwartz, back in the lineup at shortstop tonight. Grant Evans has filled in the absence of Trevor Tyson, has done so admirably. The windup and the pitch misses inside, 1-0. So still a very big game for Sheboygan, and especially after last night's loss, where admittedly these guys did not play very well. The 1-0 check swing for a strike, 1-1. You have to have some confidence going to the postseason, not to mention the Northeastern League, where you still have up to 2 games left in the regular season that you need to win, as the 1-1 hit hard over to first but fielded easily. And Hosser steps on the bag for out number 2. So here's Harry Stout, moving up to the 3 spot this evening. The windup and the pitch. Fastball misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. Into the motion, Kennedy deals. Fastball just misses, 2-0. I'm a bit of a homer, but that's a tough call to not get there. The 2-0 taken for a strike. 2-1 now. 2 away, bases clear here in the bottom of the first. Into the windup, the pitch. Swung on and lifted high to the right side. Who wants it? Coming in from right to make the play is Highland, and that will do it. Sheboygan likewise goes 1-2-3 in their half of the first. To the top of the second we go. Scoreless here at Wildwood. You're listening to Sheboygan A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Jason Dennis, the Kenosha left fielder, will lead things off for the Kings in their half of the second. The windup and the pitch from Ben Stanchik is a strike called, 0-1. Appearance number 7 of the year for Stanchik, who has tossed 37 innings, owns a .73 ERA and a 4-2 record. The 0-1 in there for a strike, 0-2. Knowing that every appearance for Stanchik is essentially a start, it is hard to believe he suffered 2 losses with a .73 ERA. The 0-2 off-speed pitch fouled to the left side. Count will hold at no balls, 2 strikes. Time finally called here, not sure by who. That was a long standoff, which turned out to be much to do about nothing. The 0-2 misses high, a ball and 2 strikes now. Stanchik 36 strikeouts to 8 walks coming into tonight. He now has 37 strikeouts, nearly had 38 right there. Fastball misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Jason Dennis. The windup, the pitch, swung on sky to the right side, will get into foul territory, but will it stay in play? It will. Bromley hauls it in for the first down of the inning. One down, bases clean for third baseman Mark Sabrario. And I'm sure you will hear all kinds of cool factoids about Sabrario tonight as he looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. Perhaps the Wisconsin State League's most interesting ball player. For many reasons that include his play on the field. The 0-1 misses outside, a ball and a strike. Sabrario, 45 years old. This is his 25th season with the Kenosha Kings. He won the league title, the league MVP, I should say, just 2 years ago when he was 43, the State League MVP. He drives this to right field where it is snared by Hiley, 2 down. More about Sabrario later in the broadcast. I think they call that the hook in the news business, something like that. So 2 down now. To the 6th spot in the order we go. This is the first baseman, John Hosser. Hosser looks at a strike called on the inner third. If you want to get real technical, it's the inner half. The 0-1 swung on, driven back up the box, and that'll be the first hit of the ball game for the Kings. A solid line drive to center field. And there is a runner on. And 2 down now. As we get to Paul Polera. As is said in baseball, the 3/3 or the 3 halves, I should say, of home plate is the inner half, the outer half, and the middle half. Sometimes I just don't ask, as the first pitch is fired in there for a strike. 0-1 to Polera. The kick and the pitch. Fastball, strike called. Quickly, 0-2. I've only seen a few off-speed pitches from Stanchik so far in the early going, but this might be a spot we'll find out how effective it really is. At least tonight, the 0-2. There's an off-speed pitch, foul to the right side. Count will hang steady at no balls, 2 strikes to Paul Polera. Steady breeze here at Wildwood this evening, kind of flying all over the place. Sometimes it's blowing straight out, sometimes it's blowing across from right field to left field as it is right now. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the night. Polera's down on strikes and the inning is over. The Kings get nothing on a hit, leave 1 on no Sheboygan errors at the end of an inning and a half of play. Score remains Kenosha 0, Sheboygan 0. You are listening to A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Chad Langley strides to the dish for Sheboygan. He will lead things off for the A's in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. Game 48 for Langley on the year. He's hitting .264, a home run, and 27 driven in. I'll mark that second on the team as he looks at ball one. 1-0. And we are going to keep you updated, as we've been trying to do the last couple weeks, on the playoff pictures for the A's in their respective leagues. As Langley checks his swing, but it's a strike. 1-1. The Langsdorff League field is set. The top 5 of 7 teams, we know who they are, where they fall, how some of this is going to go down as the 1-1 misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Weather permitting, of course, Burlington, 7-11 in the league, will travel to Kenosha to take on the Bobcats. That's tomorrow night. And that's the first game of the stepladder. As the 2-1 is a strike called, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The winner of that game goes to West Dallas on Friday. They're 10-8. The winner of that game comes here Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. We know that for a fact. We just don't know who. The 2-2 misses high and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, that's weather permitting, all 3 days. If it's, say, tomorrow gets rained out, everything's bumped back at least a day. The 3-2 pop to the left side. So that's the Langsdorff League. Things got even more interesting in the Northeastern League, if that's possible. Manitowoc hung a loss on Oshkosh last night. And Appleton took care of business against Menasha, who all of a sudden is fighting for their playoff lives. They were in the lead 2 nights ago. We're in the lead in the Northeastern League. Now hanging on to the last spot as the 3-2 pop foul to the left side. We'll do it again. So the Northeastern League looks like this as it stands right now. Sheboygan in first place, 11-7. Oshkosh at 10-7 is a half game back as Langley's rung up on strike 3 called, 1 down. Strikeout number 2 for Ryan Kennedy. And that'll bring up Justin Hunt with nobody on and 1 away. So Sheboygan in first at 11-7. Oshkosh 10-7, a half game back. The Green Bay Storm, who are in here on Monday, they're 9-7, a full game back. Menasha at 8-7, a game and a half back. These 2 teams were virtually tied at the beginning of the week, and some separation, albeit very little, but some separation in the Northeastern League as Hunt looks at ball 1. The pitch in there for a strike count, even at 1-1. Manitowoc at 6-10. They are 2.5 games out of the nearest playoff spot. Basically needing to win out. That or a few losses, actually, by Menasha would do the trick as well. The kick in the 2-1 is an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. 2-2. So there's your nightly playoff update here from the booth. Still very interesting race as the 2-2 swung on and missed. Hunt chased one up at his eyes. 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kennedy. And here's Grant Evans. He watches a breaking ball for ball 1, 1-0. The windup and the 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. The pitch. Called strike on the inner third. 1-2 now to Evans. He winds and deals, and Evans skies this one to the right side. It will not get out of the infield. It is secured out there at second base by Schneider. And that will do it for Sheboygan in the second. No runs on, no hits, no errors, nobody left at the end of 2 complete. Score remains Kenosha nothing, Sheboygan nothing. You are listening to A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Top of the third is on here from Wildwood, and so is Jared Ertman. Jared.
Thanks, Nate. Leading off for Kenosha is Joe Balistrari, and he will have a strike put up against him. So through 2 scoreless innings of play, and strike 2, Balistrari finds himself in a hole, but that's what we expected to see from Stanchek, who has been absolutely stellar this season. Waste a pitch, 0-2 to make it 1-2. And the next one's a bit inside, evens the count at 2 apiece. Now foul back, and it remains 2-2. As Nate stated at the top of the broadcast, another very muggy, hot day and a muggy evening. Strike 3. Bromley dropped it, but he throws down to first, and that's it. Strikeout number 3 for Stanchek. Let's bring up the right fielder, Andrew Highland. Highland, the number 9 batter in the Kenosha lineup. And he'll take a strike. And then look at an outside ball. 1-1. Big part of the reason Stanchek is so good on the mound is that he works ahead. And now swing and miss by Highland, and he's ahead once again, 1-2. He works ahead. He doesn't work too fast or at a noticeably slow pace. Swing and a miss, and Highland goes down. 2 in the inning for Stanchek. And so back to the top of the order with Tyler Eichmeyer, who struck out to begin the game. Swing and a foul back. Well, working ahead is so important, but it's hard exactly to say whether good pitchers work ahead or whether just getting those first strikes makes pitcher stats that better. And now a bunt, and that will be a bunt for a hit by Tyler Eichmeyer. Stelp fielded it, but the throw was late. Very good bunt, and the second base hit of the evening for Kenosha. This will bring up J.J. Schneider. Grounded to third, or short rather, his first time up. Looks at strike one, looked to be right down the pipe, but he didn't want it. And now Eichmeyer will go grounder to short, and he is away. Easy play for Schwartz, and the A's get out of the inning. Kenosha leaves one on. And so into the bottom of the third we go. This is A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communication.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
So as we approach the bottom of the third, the order for the A's will be Bromley, Raff, and Hiley. The bottom three, by no means incapable batters. The A's this year, the story has been, they have shot themselves in the foot on numerous occasions, whether it be by poor road showings or poor fielding or just overall bad games. But they certainly have talent here. Stelp putting together a case for team MVP, and then Tim Patzman having one of his usual great seasons. And a lot of young talent on this team as well. Highly representing that this evening, as well as Grant Evans. And Bromley comes to the plate, and we are ready to go in the third. Swing and a chop to third. He will be out. Bromley, one pitch swung at, one out for the A's. So now, Sam Raff is at the plate, bumped up to the 8th spot from his usual 9th position. Of course, Hiley rounding out the order this evening. And he'll look at a ball. Kennedy winds and delivers. Ball 2, that one outside. And the next pitch is a ball, this one low, and Raff finds himself up 3-0. See if he has the green light here. He does not swing. Strike one called. So Raff awaits the pitch and gets it. That's ball 4, and the A's will have a base runner. To bring up Hiley, the A's newest rookie. Again, 1 for 2 last night in his A's debut. Fantastic high school ball player. Loads of talent. So an all-conference football player and varsity basketball player. And now he'll foul one away. Out of play up the right field line. And Hiley has the mannerisms of a ball player, if you know what I mean. He has his routine in the box and in the field. You can watch him prepare to perhaps field the hit. And he looks the part. So now Lightning here at Wildwood Park. Fall back by Hiley. Sorry, Scott's camera. 1-2 now to Hiley. Let's see what he gets here. Raff taking his lead. Kennedy's already attempted to pick him off once. And now he looks him back. And he takes the sign, and Hiley will swing. And that will be strike 3. Pitch was outside, but Hiley bit. And that's it. 2 down for the A's. To bring up Drew Pearson back to the top of the order. A's looking to notch the first run of the game here. Got a bit to go. And Raff is picked off at first. Kennedy got him. I think he'll have to call that a base running error for the A's. In any event, the inning is over. Scoreless ball game as we head into the 4th. This is A's Baseball brought to you by Charter Communication.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
So again, lightning here at Wildwood Park, and for the time being, the game has been suspended. Both teams in or milling around their respective dugouts. The home plate umpire over at the A's dugout discussing things with Kyle Troon, or perhaps just some of the players. Don't quite know. Of course, this is semi-pro ball. They play with wood bats here. So, barring rain, a little bit of lightning should not stop the game. Perhaps it is a league rule that the game must be stopped for lightning, but I'm not aware of that fact. Or Denny Moyer, the general manager of the A's, if he has anything to say about this game will go on. And there's good crowd here tonight. There's no quicker way to thin out a crowd than a delay, especially for one in which, for all intents and purposes, baseball can be played through. Well, and so we wait, awaiting the outcome of this delay, a powwow of officials. In a scoreless ball game here in what will be the top of the fourth. So, a nice Sheboygan Falls contingent out here to cheer on Cole. Of course, the Sheboygan Falls team was brutally eliminated from the state tournament last Friday. 10-0 in 5 innings. Hiley pitched that game, and I guess it was mathematical that he was due for a bad inning, and that's what he had, allowing 7 runs in the inning. That was the second. What did they lose to? That was at the hands of Oak Creek. Oak Creek went on to win the tournament, state summer baseball championship over Germantown 5-4. Oak Creek came from behind. Germantown had a 4-0 lead that they blew. Interesting note, a week earlier the Falcons had played Germantown and lost to them by a similar score. Of course, Germantown had already won early in the day and had came out to watch the second semifinal game, and they must have been shocked by what they saw. Falls only getting 2 hits in that game, Hiley garnering one of them with a bunt. Kind of reminds me of that World Series the Red Sox went to in which Ted Williams had a rough time of it. The headline was Williams bunts. So it could very well have been Hiley bunts. Not something you see him do too often with the kind of batting skills that that young man has. And now Denny Moyer is heading down to the A's dugout to talk things over with the umpires. Maybe get this game rolling here once again. Stats thus far for the visiting Kings, they have been struck out 3 times at the hands of Stanczyk. Have gotten 2 hits. No walks yet issued by Stanczyk. The A's, for their part, have struck out a like number of times, and the only base runner has come from a walk issued by Kennedy. That was Raff this past inning, who then was picked off at first. I suppose symptomatic of the A's lack of attention, interest, I don't know what you call it. Lack of base. I won't call it lack of baseball smarts, because once again I said this team is quite talented, quite a bit of baseball smarts, but sometimes they just seem to be lackadaisical out there. Nate had a non-broadcastable term for it. I think that describes it well. You can guess at what that term is. So the ruling by the umpires is half an hour for Lightning. Of course, those of you who know the rules at various levels, that is a high school rule, and Denny Moyer down there kind of arguing with the umpires, trying to get them to change that, saying that we're big boys here, play it through. Of course, there's no rain here yet, and it is supposed to rain hard later tonight, so a half-hour break may lead to this game running into not only lightning, but a torrent of rain. So, that's how things stand now, and we will go to commercial break and be back a little later. This is A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communication.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything. With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
So, for those of you still with us, we are yet in a lightning delay. Denny Moyer went and argued to play in spite of it, and apparently did not sway the umpires. So, here we sit, and Denny Moyer and the A's organization not happy as the packed house, people beginning to file out. And with good reason, there's lightning, but the storm's still a little way off, but it is gathering. If this little delay did not take place, possibly could get the game through before storm hits. That might still be possible. I do not know how this is going to pan out here, but we are stalled in the fourth inning. Delay on account of lightning. Scoreless ball game. No errors by either team. Kenosha leading the hit column 2-0. Both teams getting restless, trying to keep themselves warm and arms warm and bats ready and stay focused here at Wildwood. And Nathan has gone down to get the interview of Sabrario. Sabrario having appeared in 3 Hollywood movies as an extra, most notably as the third baseman for the Indians in the movie Major League. Yes, in fact, that was him. Sabrario, quite the interesting character. Very good ball player. Has played semi-pro baseball for more than 25 years, 27 I believe in fact. Few with Racine and the rest with Kenosha. He's 47 years old. Hopefully Nate will have his interview for you later in the broadcast. We shall see about that. But in any event, we remain sitting here awaiting the resummation of play. This is A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communication.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Vice versa. Probably watch practice first and then go to Lambeau. No. I mean, like, just like, if I see him like ride over to the training camp, see them. Oh, that I wouldn't know. Oh. I went in the middle of the day when I was there. It's really getting dark. Yeah. That's so blue. That's like charcoal gray over there. Yeah. This doesn't look good. This game may be called. I'm saying this game. So do you think I'm gonna be going back out there? I don't know. If you'd be out there now, trying to keep the crowd in it and at the park, but I don't know. Well, I think I just actually. Oh really? Yeah. Northern Lights versus. I watched that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I've been announced from 9 to 1, so 4-hour voice rehearsal, dance choreography, and then the 2 hours rehearsal for the show. Also. So. A little tired. not getting any lighter here at Wildwood Baseball Park. That storm is threatening. It's very, very dark out to the west. The storm slowly rolling in, and as was feared, the crowd beginning to thin out. Not too terribly. Perhaps down to what is a more regular-sized crowd for an A's game. But if that rain hits, I do not think this game will be completed. But in a somewhat confusing turn of events, the A's players taking the field as the storm looks ever more threatening, but they're going to try to play this one out. And so, it'll be the top of the fourth here at Wildwood Baseball Stadium. Baseball Park. Mary Testwoody Canal Field, in fact. Wildwood, actually athletic complex with several softball diamonds across New Jersey Avenue. Wildwood Park here at the corner of Wildwood and New Jersey Avenues. Just down the street from what was the Kingsbury Brewery, or one of the Kingsbury facilities. That was sold to Miller, now in the hands of Cargill. Still in somewhat of an operation, much taken aback from its heyday. Of course, Kingsbury used to sponsor a team here in Sheboygan, the Kingsbury Brewers. And after the '62 season, Kingsbury decided not to sponsor a team, and out of the ashes arose the Sheboygan Athletic Club and the A's, who are celebrating their 50th year this year. And now with the throw down to second, we shall be underway. Leading off for Kenosha, or not, they're not yet a batter approaching the box, and the umpires are still over. Now that I look closer, the umpires are not yet on the field, still over by the A's dugout. A home plate umpire now approaching the plate, and a lead-off for Kenosha will be Billy Johnson. Johnson grounded a flew out, popped out, if you get technical on your scoring, to second his last time up. Raff caught the pop-up. And let us see how this develops here after the delay. Ball one, thrown by Stanczyk. I'm going to level with you. That is the first delay I have sat through here at Wildwood Park. 1-2 now. The count on Johnson. Now a foul off the right field line. That one's out of play. So for those of you maybe just joining us, and thank you to those who've stuck with us through the delay. 1-2, no man on, top of fourth, no score here at Wildwood Park. Now 2-2. A's looking to head into the playoffs in the Langsdorff League and Northeastern Wisconsin League. Strong. To do that with a win here, their last regular season home game. And now a shot into center. That one looks like trouble, but it is caught. Diving grab made by Evans. Excuse me, Pearson is in the center. Evans in left. So Pearson, the hero out there. And one away for Kenosha. And now to the plate is Jason Dennis. Dennis failed to reach his first time up, but now a grounder to Raff, and that'll be an easy out. So 2 away here for Kenosha. And coming to the plate will be the ever-popular and interesting Mark Sabrario. Sabrario hit a fly to Hiley to be retired in the second. And now umpire talks with Bromley, and Sabrario steps in. Standrick winds and delivers. Strike one. That'd be a good spot for Standrick to hit. Next pitch outside and low, ball one. Standrick takes the sign, winds and delivers once again. Swung on and fouled back by Sabrario. Sabrario also owns a, I don't know what the exact term for it is, health club perhaps. Many very high caliber athletes, including top tier professional players, go there. And now Sabrario will swing and foul one away. Looked like it was a clean miss, but he got a piece of it. And Bromley had to go pick it up. So the count remains 1-2. Delivery by Stanchuk is strike three, called on Sabrario, and that is it for Kenosha in the fourth. The A's are coming up in a scoreless ball game. This is A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communication.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
So, at the bottom of 4, we will see the A's come up. And we will see Pearson, Schwartz, and Stout. Of course, Pearson at the plate when Raff was put out at first, picked off. So he will get to complete his at-bat, really get a whole new at-bat. Get another opportunity here. I'm not entirely sure how they score that. If a batter has balls and strikes against him when a runner is put out at the plate, whether they score that in at-bat or a plate appearance. But here for Pearson, 1-0, now 2-0. It's a low pitch uncorked by Kennedy. Lightning here, growing more frequent in fact. Storm looking more ominous. One wonders what the delay was for. If we would have been playing here, we'd be a few more innings deep into this and perhaps beating the Storm. It does not look like we'll do that. But keep your fingers crossed as Pearson walks. Not to give the farmers strife, or those of you perhaps with brown lawns. We do need the rain. But you can't play baseball in a thunderstorm. So we'll see how that goes as Schwartz comes to the plate for the A's. Left-handed batter Schwartz is. Squares to bunt, pulls away, ball one. And if this game is not completed, I do believe by league rules it will be a no game. Squares to bunt again, pitches again inside, 2-0. Especially if the game is tied. This game not meaning much, I don't think either team will feel too sore about that. Maybe Kenosha will, having traveled. Now the count is 2-1 to Schwartz. Kennedy sets, throws down to first. Pearson back in time. And he sets and delivers. Strike. Leave on the offer of bunt by Schwartz. Did not look like he quite pulled back. Don't know why he wouldn't have. He certainly didn't make a solid attempt to lay a bunt down. But the 2-2 pitch swung on and hit foul up the first base line. Two and two to Schwartz, one man aboard, no outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth at Wildwood Park, rain threatening. Now Schwartz wants the pitch but holds back, and that's a ball to fool the count. Crowd at Wildwood still fairly robust. Some people having left during the delay. Another pickoff attempt. Pearson back in time. Pearson now going on the 3-2 pitch, and he slides under the tag. Throw looked good, but Pearson was there under it, and so that will be logged as a stolen base for Drew Pearson. And Tyler Eichmeyer just cannot believe it. He thought he had him. Schwartz went down on strikes, swung and missed. One away for the A's. Now Stelt steps in with a runner in scoring position. The first one for either team this evening. Stelt has had a great year at the plate. Let's see if he can add to his statistics here. He won't do it that way. Looks at strike one. It was a good pitch. Certainly not one to drive to a gap. That's one less strike that Stelt has to work with. Now he swings and misses, and quickly he is down 0-2. Kennedy steps off and back on. High pitch, high heat, zinged in there above the letters. 1-2 now to Stelt. Kennedy checks Pearson. Delivers, swung on and hit into deep right. That one will fall. And Stelt will have a double. Pearson coming around third will score easily. Pearson with a stand-up double for the A's first hit and the leading run. The first run of the game for the A's as they go up 1-0. Highland was tracking it, looked like he was going to get to it, but then the last second dived and did not handle it. Ball was at the warning track, bounced into the fence. So now for the A's is Chad Langley. Langley playing first base this evening, left-handed batter as well, and now he'll Bloop one into left, which will advance Stelt and put runners on the corners. So now the A's have some momentum going. One out for them, and Hunt will come to the plate as the designated hitter this evening. Runners on the corners, one out. No pitches yet dealt to Hunt. A's leading the Kenosha Kings 1-0. Hunt takes a strike. And looks at a ball, that one low. One and one now. Kennedy sets and delivers. Swing and a chopper to short. And that is a double play ball for Kenosha. And the A's will be sent packing. However, they score one run, getting 2 hits. And that's how we'll go into the 5th, with the A's up 1 on the Kenosha Kings. This is Sheboygan A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
So into the 5th we go, and here to tell you about it is Nathan Wolfel. Nate.
Thanks, Jared. A 1-0 Sheboygan lead as we head to the top of the 5th. John Hosser, the first baseman, to lead things off. He asked for time. He wasn't quite ready for the first pitch of the frame. And Hosser looks at ball one outside from Ben Stanchik. Got word via Twitter that Sheboygan A shortstop / infielder Trevor Tyson is listening from Florida as the 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Thank you, Trevor, for listening. Hope to see you back in the lineup soon. The windup, the pitch. Swung on, lifted to the left side deep. This is Evans. He will come in and get under it for the first out of the inning. And I'll bring up Paul Polera, the center fielder. Polera struck out, swinging back in the second. Stanchik into the motion, deals. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. Jared said it earlier in the broadcast, it still holds true. Part of what makes Ben Stanchik so effective is his ability to consistently work ahead in the count. The 0-1. Strike 2 called, 0-2. It's one thing to know that fact. Every pitcher knows that. It's another to execute. Stanchik above average at that as he drops in a breaking ball that misses. A ball and 2 strikes now. There's a big difference to how a count unfolds from 1-0 to 0-1. The 1-2 misses low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You hear a lot of people say it. I know I hear A's general manager Denny Moyer say it quite a bit. Strike 1 is the best pitch you can throw in baseball. No doubt about that. The windup and the 2-2 swung on and hit to the right side. Will it stay in play? Langley gives chase to the fence. A sliding grab. Did he secure it? Yes, he did. Chad Langley, nice hustle. Slides with 2 feet into that fence down the right field line, but hangs on to the baseball. 2 away. Here's Joe Ballestari. The DH. He looks at strike 1. 0-1. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you now it's lightning probably about every 5 seconds. It sounds odd to say that. It's the truth. The 0-1 swung on, driven foul to the right side. 0-2. That's the beautiful part about covering the big boys, though. No aluminum bats means no rain, and we're still playing baseball. As long as no one's safety is in jeopardy, which to this point it is not. The 0-2, a curveball swung on, driven to right. This is highly. Originally comes in, then adjusts to make the play. 1-2-3 go the Kenosha Kings in their half of the 5th. Going to the bottom of the 5th here at Wildwood Baseball Park. Score remains Sheboygan 1, Kenosha 0. You're listening to A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Grant Evans strides to the dish for the Sheboygan A's here in the bottom of the 5th. The A's leading the Kenosha Kings 1-0 in this game that counts in both the Wisconsin State and Langsdorff leagues. And the first offering from Ryan Kennedy is a heater in there for a strike. 0-1. The windup and the pitch. Fastball inside. The wind has completely switched directions as the pitch is a nasty breaking piece in there for a strike. That honestly started at Evans' left shoulder. It probably caught a good 3 inches of the plate. Some good movement. The pitch. Swung on, lifted to right center. This is going to get it in the gap, and it will. Evans on his horse. He's going to take a hard look at 2. The ball's misplayed out there and right. And a standing double for Grant Evans to get things started here in the 5th. Nicely done by the youngster. Jared to my left, who's keeping book at the moment, says he's going to be tough on him and call it a single and error. I will jokingly over the air say, not at Wildwood Baseball Park, it's not. Here's Matt Bromley. The stretch, the pitch. Misses outside. 1-0 to Bromley, who has seen increased playing time in recent days. Bromley 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop, his first time through. Kennedy sets. Here he is. Wow. Inside pitch, almost got Bromley in the helmet. He almost ate that one. I'll tell you what, it would not have tasted too good. wisely dove out of the way of that. You know, sometimes you see the ball players, they'll catch a little grief for not wearing one. No way Bromley's wearing that one as he fans at the 2-0. 2 balls and a strike now. Evans on second, nobody away. 1-0 Sheboygan, we're in the bottom of the 5th. Bromley pumps that bat off the right shoulder. Kennedy's going to step off. He's ready now, back on. The stretch and the 2-1. Bunt laid down the left side and a beauty. Will it stay fair? It will indeed. Bromley hustling down the first base line. Thrown out. Bromley kindly disagrees. He'll take the inside path back to the dugout, and Kyle Truen will wisely, as a manager does, will step in and do the arguing for his player. Bromley might have a case, and nothing against the young man, but Bromley plays with this intensity that sometimes you can hear audibly come out of him to the wrong people, like the men in the black suits. Truen raced out there. He's still not happy with the explanation. I thought he beat it. And Truen's going to get the heave-ho. And you know what? I'm going to be candid here and going to say not utterly surprising from a group that called a 30-minute lightning delay in a semi-pro baseball game. I'll go ahead and say it. And let me tell you, it's not simple to get wrong from a semi-pro baseball game. There are a few keywords that'll get you buzzed in a hurry, but hard to tell from up here if any of those were thrown into the conversation. But in any event, Truen's gone. We'll see who takes the place of who here. I believe bench coach / pitching coach Mike Martin will move over to third base. Looks like Nick Katowski will man the first base box. In any event, a runner on third, 1 down for Sam Raff. Infield way in to cut down that run, and there's a chopper hit to the left side, foul. Had that stayed fair, there's no way Evans would have scored. Not with the infield up that far. So a chance now for Raff to defeat this strategy. Of course, the trade-off being that, yeah, you as a defense are well positioned for those choppers, much like the one that Raff just hit. But a little more susceptible to those Texas leaguers. So Raff's in there now. 0-1 to him. Runner on third, 1 out. A's by 1. Time called. They kick in the 0-1. Little check swing. Call the ball. A ball and a strike now to Sam Raff. Raff walked in the third and was eventually picked off. The pitch swung on. This is going to go to the right side. This could be trouble, and is. That's going to fall, and that's going to bring in a runner. A 2-0 Sheboygan lead. I won't call that a Texas leaguer, but I won't call it a line drive either, but a nice piece of hitting going the opposite way for Sam Raff. He drives in another. Sheboygan by 2. Runner on first, 1 away for Cole Hiley. Hiley struck out swinging his first time through. Game number 2 for him as a Sheboygan A. Start number 1. Kennedy's ready, fires. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The kick and the pitch. Again misses low with the heater. 2-0 to Hiley. Top of the order, and Drew Pearson due next. Outfield pretty straight out for Hiley. If anything, a slight shift to pull. Slight, but nothing really that notable. The 2-0 foul to the right side. 2 balls and a strike to Cole Hiley. Lots of high school accolades for this young man who hit .564 this season in Sheboygan Falls as the 2-0 misses inside. 3 balls and a strike. And as I've said before, that those numbers are just absurd. I don't care what kind of bat you're using, aluminum, wiffle ball bat, or wood. There are a lot of people who don't hit .564 in church league softball, and that's just the truth. This young man hit .564 in a high school baseball season against kids his age who, for his level of experience, throw relatively hard. 3-2 now to Hiley. The stretch and the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. And I will agree, too, with Jared, who was saying that hasn't been there all night for anyone. But in any event, second strikeout of the night for Hiley. 2 down for Drew Pearson, runner on first. Perhaps the zone widening with the inclement weather threatening as ball 1 misses inside. 1-0. The A's on the hit column 4-2. No one's committed an error yet. And a 2-0 Sheboygan lead. The kick and the pitch swung on, driven high to center. Actually going to trail a little more to the right side where it is hauled in just behind second base by J.T. Schneider. And that will do it for the A's, who hang up one more run here in their half of the 5th. They lead 2-0 after 5. You're listening to Sheboygan A's Baseball, brought to you by Charter Communications.
With over 100 HD channels, the nation's fastest internet, and Charter phone, the Charter Triple Play is the best of everything.
Welcome back into Wildwood Baseball Park, and I'm going to try to keep my emotions in check as we talk about this one. The game's been called. It has not rained an inch. The Lightning no closer than it's been. Members of both teams, and I'm saying this honestly, both teams not happy about this as we're playing a competitive baseball game here. 2-0, and that game's going to be called. We will double check to see if this will stick in the standings for the Sheboygan A's. As we said, ultimately, nothing to do in the standings too much, but it would be win number 30 should it stick. So I guess that does it. I guess you don't need rain to call a semi-pro baseball game. We thank all of you who stuck with us through all of this. We're still working out the broadcast details for that first playoff game. The Langsdorff League playoff game will be right here, 7:30 p.m. Saturday night. We will post those on Twitter and SheboyganBaseball.org as soon as we know them. So, signing off from Wildwood Baseball Park for Jared Ertman, I am Nate Wolfel. Thank you very much for listening and joining us throughout this regular season. We're very excited to bring you playoff baseball, and we hope you're excited to be a part of it with us, whether at Wildwood or right here on SheboyganBaseball.org. From Wildwood Baseball Park, a pleasant good evening to all of you.